Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your Energy Booster podcast. Once again, this is Jeannie Padilla, and today we are going to be talking about the power of perspective. And we are going to draw inspiration from a shepherd boy turned King David. His life, filled with both triumphs and trials, offers profound lessons on maintaining a positive perspective amidst life's setbacks. David's journey starts with humble beginnings, tending sheep in the fields, yet even as a boy, he displayed remarkable courage and faith in famously defeating Goliath. This victory wasn't just a physical triumph, it was a testament to David's mindset, a belief in the possible against the impossible. Have you ever experience something that you thought so big and would be so impossible for you to conquer? David was in a place like that, but because of his perspective about life and his faith that nothing is impossible, then he was able to conquer the giant Goliath. As we trace David's life through the scriptures, particularly the Psalms, he wrote most of the Psalms, we see a man who openly expressed his fears, doubts, and joys. I actually love the book of Sam. Yeah, that's one of my favorite books. In Psalm 23, which is my favorite chapter 2, he speaks of God as his shepherd, guiding him through the valley of the shadow of death. This metaphor speaks to all of us as we navigate our own valleys and shadows in life. Because you see, every now and then we face trials and tribulations. We face frustrations and what we call failures and redirections or even losses. And yeah, sometimes, we face this illness or sickness that we thought, or, we have family members who are in that situation. And yeah, we thought nobody could heal them or heal us, or nobody could help us go through or overcome that kind of obstacle. David's life wasn't without its challenge or challenges. His time as a king was marked by both triumphs and deep personal turmoil, including the rebellion of his own son, Absalom. Yet, through it all, David's faith and perspective remained his anchors. Of course, David's life wasn't perfect. He became the king, and yet he faced a lot of trials too. Just like with us, when we're able to achieve our dreams, we got that promotion, we got that raise, we find success in the business that we build, stuff like that. It's always like, we've already arrived once we get there. Once we get there, once we get to the mountaintop, there'll be another trials, and it's just y- getting harder and harder every time. And that's just life. Same with David's life. But through it all, David remained faithful. David remained hopeful. David was resilient, and he never changed his mind. He still believed that God will deliver him from all of its trials, from all of those trials that he encountered. Let's focus on Psalms 31:14 to 15, when David says, "But I trust in you, Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hands." This declaration of trust amidst despair is a powerful lesson in perspective. It's about acknowledging our struggles, but also recognizing that we are not alone in them. You see, sometimes we say, God will not give me a problem that I couldn't handle. I think that's wrong. God will give us a huge challenge that we couldn't handle by ourselves, and we could only handle those through His help. Because if it's just by ourselves, then that's not really a lot. I mean, that will not measure the kind of faith that we have. But if God will give us huge problem or a huge challenge that we cannot overcome without His help, then that will measure how much we trust in Him. So, how do we apply this to our lives? Right? Because we study the Bible, we experience life as it is. We should always be learning some lessons so we can move the needle in our lives, and we can move forward, and we can grow as a person. So, number one, we should be honest with our feelings. Just as David was in the Psalms, it's okay to feel fear. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be sad or to feel sadness. It's okay to feel frustrated, because that's just normal. We human beings have, God designed us to have feelings, to have emotions, and we should recognize them every time we feel them. Otherwise, we'll be numb, and that's not good at all. We need to acknowledge them. We need to feel them. We need to experience them and feel them as they are. But second, by shifting our focus on our or from our problems to our faith or inner strength, this shift doesn't negate our challenges. When we shift our focus from the struggle to our faith, it helps us approach them with a different mindset. That regardless of what we are going through, God will always by our side. He will never leave us nor forsake us. So take a moment now. Think about a challenge you're currently facing. How can you express your feelings about it honestly, just as David did? How can you shift your perspective to find strength and hope in that situation? I don't know what you're going through, but one thing for sure, Each one of us is struggling in one aspect of our lives because that's just how it is. We could be struggling in our relationship, in our business, in our career, in being a parent, in our finances. And so, how could we find strength and hope in that situation? Because as long as we believe that God loves us so much, then there's no reason not to be hopeful. This week, I encourage you to write a psalm of your own. What about that? It doesn't have to be poetic or perfect. Simply express your current struggles and then write a statement of trust or hope, similar to David's. Share this with our community on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, using a hashtag mindset makeover. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me in exploring David's life and the power of perspective. Remember, like David, our mindset can be our greatest ally in transforming setbacks into stepping stones. Stay hopeful, stay resilient. Until next time, this is once again Jeanette Padilla, encouraging you to embrace the journey with all its ups and downs. If you think this podcast is valuable, feel free to share this to your families and friends. And have a good rest of your day. Congratulations for learning another thing, especially when it comes to your perspective. I love you and God bless. Bye.